Hey, what's up folks? It's Kyle with Variety and Errors and CoinOp, and on this video we're going to talk about some just insanely valuable and rare error bills that have come up on eBay and different auction sites, and I'm going to show you some pictures of them and talk about the values. So let's check it out. This first bill we're going to talk about is just a really odd one. It has a cute little bunny sticker that's on it. And so it's definitely an oddity unto itself. It's a foreign object print error, which is essentially where something that's not supposed to be on the bill makes its way into the production line, printed on the bill, and makes it out into circulation anyway. According to the owner of this bill, which many people were bidding on it, and they seem to be a well-reviewed seller on eBay, it is a real bill, and they have proof of that, apparently. But nevertheless, the bill was over $500 at the time I made the video, and I believe it sold for somewhere in the neighborhood of $845. This next error sold for about $75 or $80, somewhere in there on eBay, and it is a third print shift error. So with a third print shift error, essentially bills go through a multi-printing process, and during the third print, when it's overlaying some of the other features on the bill, this one essentially was misaligned on the production line, and essentially things were printed askew. So as you can see on this $20 bill, so the seals were not printed on properly, and everything is shifted over to the right, the serial number and all things in green. This next error sold for quite a bit of money as well. It's a $20 1977 Federal Reserve note, and essentially it's a blank back or blank reverse note, which is where none of the depictions were printed on the back of the bill whatsoever. As you can see, the obverse of the bill was printed fine. It is sitting a little bit low on the cut line, but nevertheless it's still in good shape, and it's worth quite a bit of money. This one sold in the neighborhood of $385. This next error sold for $612 on eBay. It is a $5 gutter fold error, and it's also a star note. So a gutter fold error is essentially when the bill gets bent or folded over, creating what looks like to be a little gutter line across the bill. So as you can see on this $5 bill depicting Lincoln, on the left-hand side of the obverse of the bill, you can see the gutter fold. On the reverse side, it'd be on your right-hand side, and it's that bright white line that runs across it. So very rare and something that you can look for, but most likely these don't come around in circulated bills very often. They're definitely something that you would find in an uncirculated condition. This next error sold for $612 and some change on eBay, and it is known as an insufficient ink error. It is just that. Basically, during the printing process, the bill in this case on the reverse side of the bill, did not receive enough ink, leaving it almost blank. Sometimes these are mistaken for washer bills, since they appear to have the ink worn off of them, but on closer inspection you can tell that the first layer of ink began being laid as it ran out of ink, leaving an insufficient ink error, and these are usually a call for high premium over face value. This next note is a 1993 $10 banknote. As you can see, it has more than one error, the first one being a misaligned print, which on the front or obverse of the bill, the serial number and seals were not printed appropriately, shifted over to the right. The reverse of the bill is printed appropriately, but as you can see on the front, it was misaligned when going through the separation process, when the bills are separated into individual bills from the sheet, and was miscut. Here's another example of a misaligned and miscut bill. This is a 1985 Federal Reserve note, $1 denomination. As you can see, it is also offset to the right, which is the most common, I think, of bills that are misaligned when printing. It is also miscut in the same fashion as the previous bill. This next banknote error is one that sold for over $1,000. It is definitely something that every collector would want, as it is a good example of an offset obverse error. This is where the printing of the obverse side of the bill is offset, as well as the printing of the reverse of the bill can be seen on the front of the bill as well. A very rare note. As you know, I love $2 bills, and so this one's definitely a fun one that I would love to have in my collection. It is a Red Seal Series 1953 $2 bill. It is also a star note, and it has a third print shift error. So as we discussed previously, a third print shift error is during the third portion of printing on this bill. The reverse of the bill was printed appropriately, but the obverse of the bill shows that the seals and serial number are offset to the right. This sold for over $450. This next bill is a more extreme example of a misalignment print, or print shift error. As you can see, the seals on both the left and right side of the obverse of the bill, as well as the serial number, as well as the plate numbers and a few other annotations, are all shifted to the right. They are shifted more extreme than previous examples, and this bill sold for over $600 on eBay. Selling for over $715, this $1 Blue Seal Silver Certificate is definitely a great error that anybody would want to collect. Silver certificates are definitely collectible unto themselves, but something like this with such an extreme print shift error, where the serial numbers as well as the denominations on the left-hand side of the obverse of the bill are printed so off, you can see also the serial number on the right side of the bill is printed over the words $1, making this bill very rare for this type of error. This next error on this video definitely is a banknote that commands the price of over $1,200 that it received on eBay and auction over the last few days. It's definitely a fun error and one you don't see very often. It's called a solvent smear error. Whenever a bill is printed, the ink is adhered to the paper by solvents through a chemical curing process. Whenever this process doesn't take place or the bill is shifted on the ream, it can cause a solvent smear error such as this. So definitely a rare one, and one that you can find in circulation. Variety and errors would not be possible without the support of fans like you. So thank you so much for being a part of the community, and thank you so much for visiting VarietyErrors.com, our Facebook group, and this YouTube channel, as well as our sister channel, CoinOp. Look out for new videos and an upcoming giveaway when we return from our local coin show.